What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Modine, and I'm back again with another entertainment news update for you right here. I know it's been a long time. I've been quite busy up and down with some things, and along the line, I was a bit demotivated to make videos as well. But let's talk about Sire Choppenson, Shatta Wale, and Samy Flex. So a few days ago, I did come across the video of Sire Choppenson talking about unpaid money from the SM camp. And in his video, he made mention of Samy Flex and Shatta Wale. In fact, I started seeing it online where people were just spreading the message across or sharing, let me say. I later went onto his page, I checked it out, and then immediately I reached out to Samy Flex after watching the video. I think somewhere yesterday I reached out to Samy Flex, and I asked him of his side of the story. So he also gave me his side of the story and told me that he has more to say, but he would do it in a video one time. So I was like, okay, cool. I will react to it and after I watch the video because I want to get a whole picture, you know. And I also reached out to Sire Choppenson to be able to arrange an interview because I want to pick his mind on the whole thing to understand because I also have questions, you know. But he replied and said that he will look into it. So I haven't heard anything from him. So I'm just going to base this conversation on the video he made public on his Instagram page, what Samy Flex also said in his video. It's about 42 minutes long, you know. And this is very important to me because there are some facts that people will always look at when it comes to such an issue, which is the fact that they always know Shatta Wale in a certain way in the media space. And so if something like this even happens or comes out, no one really cares if Shatta did it or actually is innocent. You know, no one really looks at that. They only look to the side where Shatta is always guilty until proven innocent. And even if he is proven innocent, the name, the bad tag has already been placed on him, so nothing really changes. You get a whole vibe. And so this very one, Sire Choppenson, I thought was going to be a beautiful relationship because we saw the impact they all had. It's like this is somebody who understood the Shatta vibe when it comes to the type of videos Shatta Wale likes to usually shoot, you know. Shatta Wale's brand is more about the masses, the people, the streets. And so most of his songs, the Shatta music he does is equally geared towards the street and everybody who tends to understand things of that nature. You know, this is not your usual mix. It's like a mix of Afrobeat, dancehall, high life, and a bit of Shatta Wale himself, you know, giving you any and everything that comes to mind. And usually they're good vibes. And so you look at a song like Taking Over, you look like Forget, you look at Ayo, you look at I don't know if Forget he was shot by Sire Choppenson. I stand to be corrected, but I know Ayo was shot by him. I also know Thunderfire was shot by him as well. And then We Taking Over was also shot by him. And recently, we've seen When I Ball, we've also seen Killer Jimmy video, which he actually mentioned in the whole thing. And so for me, it is important to look at it from this perspective that this is the guy, when you look at Shatta Wale's videos, right? One of the videos that has gotten the most amount of views is the Taking Over video, which features the militants, and also video was shot and edited by Sire Choppenson. Of course, the video was directed by Shatta Wale himself because from information or from sources, he actually directs all his music videos because he wants them in a certain way, right? Which I understand because he is the creator of the music. And I'm sure that when you're in the creative process, there are a lot of different things that you're also thinking about, you know, things you want to see and things you don't want to see, and the type of imagery you want to send out there for people to have a good look at, you know. So listening to Sire Choppenson, I poked a few holes in the presentation he made, you get it. And first of all, you were not in the Shatta movement camp for some time. And he actually told a story about how bad he felt because he used his school fees and some money sent him by the family for school purposes to shoot a video, which is the Thunder Fire thing, right? And after that, started chasing Shatta Wale to the tune of going to the house and nobody even opening him and all kind of stuff, and running him that bad. Now, my question is, you go through such a thing and you still come back to want to work with somebody who did you that bad, it's not open for us to understand a lot of things, because you could always have said what actually transpired if you also had something to do with it along the line, so that one can always know exactly what is going on. But I understand it's human nature that whenever we go through something and we are telling the story, we tell it from the side that makes us look good the best. It's typical human nature, and so it's okay. But then one thing also I took from the video is that, why now? I mean, there are channels you could go through to put this thing out there. Killer Jimmy video is out. If you've not gotten money for it, why give them the video? And the video is out now and you are out saying that you never got money for work done, And so now, listening back to what Samy Flex also is saying is that initially Shatta didn't even want to work with Sire Choppenson at all because of the history they've had together, And as a result of that, Samy Flex, just wanted an in-house videographer, someone they can work with every single time, because Shatta likes to work on impulse, like, let's go, let's move, let's do these things, which I think is a good idea, right? It's a really good idea to have someone in-house to work with. And so reaching out to Sire Choppenson, who already understands the Shatta vibe and all, Shatta still says no, but Samy was like, okay, let me shift all the work to me, just let me be the middleman, let me deal with him. You don't have to do anything with him, right? On that face alone, you, Choppenson, skipping the note on your message that you want to speak to Shatta Wale himself. Not that you want to, you actually did speak to Shatta Wale himself because you think you have access to him. That alone is not cool. If you're dealing with someone, you deal with them in all fairness, than to move. So based on the things that have been said right now, I can't really tilt the blame to one's favor or something like that, but we all need to be careful. The only way we can come to a conclusion on this whole matter is for Sire Choppenson to come out and deny what Samy Flex said, because Samy Flex actually made some claims in there and pointed out some of the things that Choppenson actually did say in the beginning. For example, telling you that there was a problem, you caused some issues, and that was the reason why you were out of the Shatta movement in the first place, and the reason why Shatta Wale didn't even want you in the camp. And so he forced himself to actually make you come back. And so one needs to hear what the actual picture was. One thing also that I didn't really like from Choppenson is that Choppenson, nobody knew you until you started working with Shatta Wale, and the mileage alone that Taking Over video gave you is huge enough to put your name out there for a lot of people. And for you to be saying that your people back home, mentioning the Burna Boys, the Davidos and all that kind of, will not do this kind of stuff because they respect the act. Well, why haven't they reached out to you to work with you in the first place? And you can't praise someone you've not worked with. I'm sure when you dig into Nigeria right now and you look for the creatives also who have worked with this act, they also have their own share of stories and things to say. I mean, we hear things that come out all the time. Recently when, it's always sad. Like when people die, that's when you hear things coming out, but then it looks like everything is perfect and all that kind of stuff, So I felt very sad hearing you actually stepping on the opportunity you got from a Ghanaian artist to become who you are, to put your works out there, and also like in the same vein trying to, excuse my language, shit on his name, and praising your countrymen, although they haven't elevated you to anywhere, or they've not even worked with you, or you haven't even experienced them to know what they are about and what they are not about. everything you spoke about is hearsay on that other hand, but the experience you have with Shatta Wale is different because I haven't had that experience with him, you know. So a few holes I poked in there, but are you telling the truth? I can't tell. Is Samy Flex telling the truth? That I can also not tell. But you see, whenever facts are presented, one can always ask questions. And when you ask questions and you start poking holes, that is where people will start telling you and showing you who they really are. Now, Samy Flex in his submission also did say that he has evidence. And if you want to go the way of bringing evidence, he's going to actually bring it out, you know. And I know Samy Flex will say he's a person who, till date, I've seen has integrity, you know, and I don't think that Samy Flex will come out there and lie. So far, from the things that I've seen him do since the days of Plus FM that I've been watching him, I've not really seen him in that dishonest taste, you know, for me to say that, okay, I can't trust him as a person. So Samy Flex, unless someone proves him wrong, where he does something clearly where we all know that Samy Flex is indeed telling a lie, in my books, he will always be the guy who is honest about his opinions and his storytelling abilities when he's trying to narrate something that happened based on his track record. Now, Choppenson, on the other hand, I haven't experienced anything. I know you're a good videographer. I love your edits. I love the way you capture things because you have an understanding to the artist you work with. And Choppenson also made a claim in the video that the way Shatta talks to him sometimes on set is like disrespectful, right? Yes, granted, it's work. Whenever you are in a professional space, anything that happens in a professional space, you don't really count it because this is creativity. It has its own perks that comes with it, right? There are the good parts and there are the bad parts. And sometimes you could be in your zone, in your elements, and trying to send a certain picture, a certain narrative, and no one understands you, and you react. Just like the way he did speak to Samy Flex at the same Bulgar show, right? But when you understand the creative process and the creative mind, you know some of the things are not supposed to be the way it comes out, you know? And so it is quite sad to be hearing these things going back and forth and all. And I think that I would love to have the chance to talk to Sire Choppenson. I'm still waiting for your message to reply if you want to do the interview so that we can have a one-on-one and talk about these things in depth. And I know when I send an invitation to Samy Flex also to come and also talk, he will also honor my invitation. So that is what I think. What do you guys think in the comment section below? Let us know your view on this whole thing. When you saw the video, what you thought of it. And Shatta Wale hasn't commented on it yet. And so for me, that is just about it because from what Choppenson was saying and from what Samy Flex is saying, Shatta has got no real dealings with this because everything is linked between Choppenson and Samy Flex because Samy Flex is your employer and not Shatta Wale. And so if there's anything at all, then it should always be rooted through Samy Flex and not Shatta Wale. But of course, Shatta Wale is the one with the bigger name. Shatta Wale is the one with the bigger brand. And so if you want to hit road with anything and you want people to know and hear what you have to say, then of course Shatta Wale's name had to be mentioned. But the fact that you excuse my language, shit on Shatta Wale to praise your Nigerian folks who haven't even employed you to give you something, I mean, that's a low blow and that's a sad one. It's different if you've actually experienced those Burna, Davido and Koda you mentioned and you can actually put facts to the table, you know, that is a different thing. But to just say things simply because you think that is what they are, your perceived idea of the way you think they work versus someone you've actually experienced, that's a no-go. That's a no-go. So guys, I'm back. Leave your messages in the comment section and then I'll get to you. My name is Modine and as you always know on this channel, it's always about positivity. If anybody comes to you with a negative vibe, turn around with a smile and say, peace out.